Show us your tips, Daggy and Beaver, with you for a Saturday preview. We're back to Randwick and Caulfield this week, on the verge of spring almost. So some good racing in both states. Beaver, what's happening, mate?
Mates, yes, bit of a couple of hard cuts to get
Mm.
through, to be honest. Wasn't easy work, but hopefully we've got some winners there, and we can give the punters a leg up for Saturday. But some good results Wednesday, and even a couple Beaver put in his best bets for today.
Oh, beauty. Yeah, how'd you go today? I haven't seen anything.
Pretty good, mates. The first few early in the day at Gosford, I think the first couple of bets got up. I think all three got up at Gosford. Both paid, first two paid about $4.50 each. The next one was the favourite. A couple of other tips that got up in other places. My best bet in Queensland got up. Yeah, it's good day.
Brilliant. Where would we find these tips?
I don't know, mate. Just bloody, where do you find them? Pro
Yeah.
Group Racing, mate.
Yes, that's the plug. That's what I want. Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Pro Group Racing, mate. That's where you find these tips. Bloody obvious, if you ask me. If you're not on there searching for our tips and all the other information, mate, then you've got rocks in your head.
Yes, check it out, progretracing.com.au. You can lead a horse to water, can't
You can. He finally drinks it. Most wouldn't.
you? All right. Anyway, we'll just kick up. Let's find some winners for the weekend. Randwick rails in the 9-metre position from the winning post to the 1,000. 7 metres a remainder. A little nervous about on pacer, but given in a straight, we're a bit wider than that. Lane 8, it played pretty fair. I think it was in April last time. It was a similar setup and was okay. So I haven't really freaked out too much, but we'll see how that pans out. We're kicking off with the babies, 1,100 metres for the 2-year-olds. And who do you like in the first?
Yeah, look, interesting way to start the day. A pretty small field here. Three in the market, two not given much of a show. I stuck with the Mo Eustace Epic Proportions. The one start, one win. Probably, look, it's marginally easier company than this, but that it won there. So it meets a couple of better horses here, but that was a pretty good win. It was impressive. Come off a good trial. Led, never looked in any danger. Won pretty easy. I think that'll stack up and should be hard to beat.
Yeah, the form's stacked up since as well. Dylan Gibbons gets control of a small race. And my only concern is it's leaving Canterbury, but on top, it's Terrified of Misty Legend. I think it's come back in great order. Both
Yep,
trials were great, and the
great.
win was very good. Hippo jumps on, probably lobs straight on the Epic Proportions back, and if it's going to get beat, I think it's by Misty Legend.
I think that's right.
But I think probably a smaller field here with a couple of scratching suits the leader more than the other way around. The second is a 1,400 metre benchmark 72. And again, we've lost a couple here, but I'm going to give Token Capitalist another chance. It was outside lead to Redina and was okay in that race. Couples back, and then just had to sit 3 wide outside lead last time out and retired. Gets an inside gate now. I think gets the lead here for Collett, and it was around to $7.50 when I started this, but around a $6 mark, I think is worth another stab from Step Aside, who is a line chaser, going well this prep, but the muddling speed we might get is a concern there. But I'm sure you can make a case for most of these, Beaver.
Yeah, look, I think you can make a case for most of these. 7 runners, $4.50 to $7 in the market. I've settled on Little Beginnings. Form's been pretty good this time in. Only just missed behind Flashing Steel. That's going well. Jumps on the pace. Was a good win before that at Newcastle. Look, I think it's got enough fitness under its belt, and it can take up a good spot and might just be too hard to catch.
The third is the Highway, 1,400 metre, a Class 3. Anything in Highway land?
Look, again, another open race, a difficult one. I'm going to stick with Miss Thatcher here, around the $6 mark. Gets the claim for Zachy Lloyd. It was a good run last start. That was second up. Prior to that one, first up at Goulburn, which was a nice win. I think third up here is ideal and can run a good race in what is a very open affair.
The fourth, Midway, I don't have a lot for that race. It's too much for me to get stuck into at the moment. The fourth is a benchmark 72 at Midway level. where I'm going to, in a tricky race, I think that Diamond Diesel's going the best of these at the moment and gets Gibbons on board. Uh, Running line run, I think, might be finally time. I know it's got a breakthrough, but it's there or thereabouts the whole way through, and a lot of its form, I think, is better than what we're getting here. On top for me, and I might even, outside of that, I struggled to find a lot of dangers. I might, if I had to cover, I might have a spec on the leaders here, Kawadi and the other leader here, Star Mission, who can both run well enough fresh. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought pretty much the same. I thought when you go through these, most of these are sort of fairly inconsistent, and Diamond Diesel's been going well. Uh, Probably gets its best chance to break through here. If it doesn't break through here, probably never going to. I got it on top. Maybe the main danger is Kawati resuming here. Um, it could run well. It has ran in a Group 2 before, so I don't know why, but it didn't really have the form to do that. But prior to that, was all pretty decent. It could be a knockout chance fresh.
He did it because it's Anthony Cummings and it's just what he does. So more power
Yeah.
to him. Why not? The fifth is a 1400 meter benchmark, 78, and sticking with winning form here in Resonator. Gets every possible setup here as well from a comfy gate, finds a lead. I like Amy McLucas on these front runners, and it's just going really well at the moment. Both it has to come back to Randwick, but has run well enough here in the past. And I just don't think there's a lot of chasers. A lot of these are either fresh or looking for further. If I had to find a couple of dangers, it would be Wineglass Bay, the first one. First up, second prep in Australia. Both trolls in were completely dead, so didn't give away a lot, but maybe that's a good sign. So I'm going to make it the main danger here. And I think Silent Agenda, just given none last time out, it's kept fresh, maybe can run on again at a price, but fairly keen. There's not many chances to this leader. Beaver.
Yeah, look, I'm the same as you. I think Resonator is clear on top pick here. Winning form's good form. This does set up well. Scratched from an early race to run in this, and form around Samana and Basilia style is pretty good. This is set up really nice for it. 3 kilo claims perfect. Gets in here and should be hard to get past.
The six is a 2,000 metre benchmark, 78. Who do you like here?
Yeah, sticking with Mutamani. No reason to get off here. Good first up, excuse the second up, and then got well back and just wound up nicely at the end of last race. I thought that was pretty good. Gets out to the 2000 now. I think it'll be looking for that. This is definitely no tougher. There's probably 3 in the market here that are going well enough. Touristic was good last start. And the favourite as well is going okay, but drawn right off the track. So I've got some Mutamani on top.
I agree. It finds the right Saturday race here. It's coming from a 78 into a 78, but that was a pretty impressive win. As you said, the only miss it's had was when it had the cardiac arrhythmia. Dylan Gibbons sticks, who's in for a good day. Right run should be winning this from Touristic, who does have Saturday form and is a last start Saturday winner, and a pretty good one actually. That was a tough win. I think they're the two main dangers because I've got a concern this other favourite might even get jagged from the gate there. So I'm going to stick with the 5 from the 7 in the 6th. 1100 metres is up next, a benchmark 78. Look, two key hopes here. I'm going to stick with Insurrection, who's now third up, has come back well. Tough effort first up, then did it at both ends, second up, well backed and ran accordingly. I think it's the same run here. Zach Lloyd flies across, takes it up, probably puts the pressure on Brudenell, who's the other main chance. As everyone knows, I've had an opinion of the horse all the way through. I just don't know if it brings an 1100 metre first. Was it 1,000 metre? 1100 metre first up
11.
Rose Hill win to Randwick, whether that translates as well as it might at other tracks. That was the only knock because, as I said, I think it does have upside. I think they're the main two. I don't have a lot else to talk about here. What do you think?
Yeah, I've gone for Insurrection as well. Clear on top for me. Third up now. That was a good win last start. Just controlled the race, and that was sort of beat these horses prior to that ran second behind Omni Man, who came out and killed him on Wednesday. So its form line's great for this. Yep, that's Insurrection for me.
Beauty. The 8th is the feature, the listed winter stakes over 1,400 metres. Look, it's not a listed race I'm doing cartwheels about, but who's going to win it?
No freaking idea. This is hard to draw a line through these. There's plenty of chances. They're all. I've gone for a few around the $10 mark. I think Cisco Bay can run a good race. It's been going really good at the moment. If the pace is on, it can finish off as good as any of these. Soft track suits, does its best work with a little bit of sting out of the ground. So I had it on top. Keen to see Matthew Flinders, the Great Britain horse. It's had a couple of soft trials, but prior to that, had some form in some good races back in Great Britain. So I think it can run a good race because I've got an eye on it. And you called it, and King of Hastings can also run well. So there's about 4 horses there around the $10, $12 mark that I thought were the main chances.
I am disappointed at the price, but I've ended up finding Cotilli on top. I think that was just a really brave run last time out. Had to do a lot of work and found the front, led all bar the last 50 metres or so. I think with a softer run here, runs well again. And like you, I sort of struggled to get excited about too many. In a previous life, I would have said Hosier's the best horse here, and clearly, new stable, couple of trials, maybe there's intent to have a crack here in town around a $16 mark, and Cisco Bay, the other one, and you've covered that off well. But tricky race, I think we get a better price, Cotilli, and if we do, it's a nice enough bet. The 9th is a 1,200 metre benchmark 88, where Iowna Merc goes from the KO'd Amy McLucas to Dylan Gibbons. She she whacked her head in the barrier there, missed the start and still nearly won. Comes here, the horse is flying, a little short, but it's going to be very, very hard to beat. From Will Rock, who's now third up in Australia and going well, but I think Iowna Merc gets back to winning form here.
Yeah, I agree. Iowna Merc, clear on top pick for me. Got just way too far out of its ground last start. Behind Insurrection, that's still good form for me, and still a good run. 1.5 kilo claims perfect, and gate 8 looks a good draw.
We wrap up with a benchmark 78 over the 1,100 metres. Who's taking us home?
Yeah, look, this is a tough race to end the day on. I've settled on number 13, Petulant. Just think there's a little bit more improvement in this horse. First up was good, improved the win last start at Canterbury, sitting outside the leader there. Should get a good run again here from gate 4, and around the $7 mark, I do like it.
Yeah, tricky finish. I really like the trials of the last trial of Cur Royale. I think if it lobs in this race with Zach Lloyd taking some weight off, I think he can resume and run well fresh. And Diamond Dealer, last race specialist, Gibbons jumps on. Trials were good, and I think can resume in the money here. And it's $12 at the moment. Tricky beyond that, I had several looks at Acapella Sun coming out of highway form, so. I don't know what to make of the rest of these. Some of these are making up the numbers and have been for a while, but tricky way to finish off. But I have to do something with it because it's time for the Randwick quaddie. In the first leg, I'm going to go 1 Insurrection at 2 Brudenell, 4 Hewan, who resumed nicely for the new yard. Second leg, 5 Cisco Bay, 6 Hosier, 11 Cotilli, and 2 You Called It. If we got a sudden downpour, I'd probably entertain Polly Gray. 12, race 9, 1,200 metres. Third leg, we need 4 Wheel Rock, 11 Iowna Merc, 15 Cur Royale, should it get a run. And we'll come home with 1 Cur Royale, 5 Diamond Dealer, 6 Star Spirit, 8 Lady Brook, and 12 Acapella Sun, and 13 Petulant. So wide finish to the day. For progetracing.com.au, your best in value, Beaver.
Yeah, my best comes up in race 9, number 11, Iowna Merc, and my value comes up in race 10, number 13, Petulant.
My best is race 5, number 3, Resonator, and my value, race 10, number 5, Diamond Dealer. So perhaps an exotic play there to finish the card. At Caulfield, we've got the Monash Stakes as the feature, where apparently there's some storms coming through the afternoon, or some rain at least. So I've worked on around a softish track. The rail goes out 3 metres, and we kick off with the babies in the first. I don't have a particularly strong opinion, in fact, none at all in this race for the 2-year-old fillies. The only note I made was I was quite disappointed I missed the resumption of Elderberry because it won at Melbourne at about $8, and I would have been on that. Anyway, it's here now. It might win. Have you got anything?
Uh, I've gone for the 5. It's a lock-in from the Freedman stable. Was okay first up when really fancied in the market, and then started favourite at Caston and won by 6. That was a really good win and a really soft win. So suspect they got a bit of an opinion of this, and $5 I'm going to get on it. Lock it in.
Beauty. The second, I'll be locking this in. We've got a Flying Sydney horse coming down in Aristonis. Comes to an average staying race. The winter stays are going round and round here. Josh Parr's come down for this ride. It has been parading well. It's been winning accordingly. And I think this is a nice horse. I assume this is down here for a look around Melbourne before spring because won as it liked last time out, and to win this in the same fashion. On top for me.
Spot on, mate. Couldn't agree with you more. Looks a good bet, and I think $2.80 is a nice price at the moment. I don't think you'll be getting that race day.
No. Yeah, well, we'll see, but not if I can help it. The third is a 2,000 metre race for the 3-year-olds, and I think it's go time now for Art Zeno. It's been okay. Well, been good first up, not too bad. Second up, now third up off that spell. I think finds the right race to 2,000 metres, and I think is hardest to beat here. Struggled to find a lot of dangers, to be honest. Who do you like?
I thought the top 3 in the market were all good chances in this. I've gone for the 10, Torrenzino from the Pruska stable. That was a good win last start at Warwick Nabil. I know it is Warwick Nabil, but all its runs this time in have been really good. Been chasing and hitting the line really hard. And I think the 2,000 metres suits here. I've got it on top and think it can run a nice race. So sleek, the main danger.
I need to get you a Pruska alarm as well for Melbourne. You love Paulie.
Yeah, no, he's good. He is very
He
good.
can train. The 1,400 metre 3-year-old fillies handicap is race 4. Have you got anything for me here?
Tough race. I'm sticking with the last start winner in Our Red Morning. That was a good win at Mornington. Again, another horse that really hit the line hard. Third up here looks to have plenty of improvement, gets the claim from Cartwright in nicely here, and looks to get the right run in the race here on top for me.
Yeah, tricky race. If the rain does come, I'm going to stick with the little wet tracker, honest wet tracker, Anahita, who won well at Sandown. Bit of weight relief for Celine, and around the each way price. As I said, any rain it certainly helps. I'm going to have it on top from Hazel Baby, who just didn't get clear air at the right time last time out. Now gets an outside gate if we're running on. I think can redeem itself and run well here. The fifth is a benchmark 78 over the 1,400 metres. And I've always had an opinion of River Plate. Gets across here from the outside gate. Bit of weight relief again for Celine Gaudry. And this has lots of upside. I think this goes on to better things and can become a Saturday winner here. I might give Aaron Bay another chance as the main danger. But, the leader will do me at River Plate. Beaver?
Now I've got number 10, Hennessy Lad on top. I'd be super keen if it was drawn slightly better. But resuming here, has 2 out of 2 first up and ran 4th in a Group 2 last prep, only 3 lengths off the lead, and then its runs before that were very good. This horse has plenty of ability. The only thing that will beat it here, I think, is the barrier. So I think it's a really good bet. Hopefully a few scratchings and gets a nice cozy run.
Yeah, cool. I'll throw Passioni into an early quaddy at the price. Is found a straps now as well. The for six is a 1400-meter benchmark 100, and Brigantine was set a nearly impossible task last time out and was pretty good in the end in a much better race up north. We'll both fall over it there, but I think we get our money back on Saturday, Beaver. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think we'll get our money back here. Yeah, impossible task up in Brizzy, but still a very impressive run. On top for me here, and I don't see too many dangers.
The seventh is that was quick. The seventh is an 1100-meter handicap. Nice deep field. Who do you like?
And I only think there's two chances here, and that is the 11 Smile and Wave and Flying on a Limb, who's going great guns at the moment. I'm sticking with Smile and Wave. It's got the better draw here, and its last runs, last prep were outstanding. Killed a minutes made, and then went to Flemington, won comfortably, and they said that'll do us. Put it out for a spell. Trialled since at Maui, was good, and I think they expect this to have a bit of ability and go on to better things.
I have not much more to add. 11 Smile and a Wave on top from 4 Flying on a Limb, and I'll throw Kin and Great Mama into quaddies. But you've summed it up there. This is a nice horse. Look forward to seeing her back at the races. The John Monash Stakes is the feature, the weight for age Group 3 over 1100 metres. What are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm going for number 9, Maliva. I think it's a nice little bet here, resuming around the $6 mark. It's got pretty good form in group company in last preparation, ran second behind Kalos in a Group 3, third at Moonee Valley in the listed behind She Saw Class, and prior to that, also struggled in a Group 1, but that was behind Uncommon James. So racing in much better company than most of this, and goes well, fresh, has had 6 first up starts for 4 wins and a placing. That suits, won a couple of races at this track, and all things look like it can run well again.
Jump outs were very good for Maliva. So I have it one of the hardest to beat. I've got sucked in by ingratiating again, and potentially I'm sorry for that. But the two offer a longer spell. The trials back have been good. Last time in, won a similar setup here on a wet track, beating It's Our Time, and then just got nabbed by Paul Lille next time in before going to the feature 4-year-old stuff. I think runs well here. But yeah, terrified of Maliva for everything you've just said. And interested to see how Sweet Ride resumes from a quaddy point of view as well. Good little feature, a better feature than I thought when you first blush there. We wrap up with a 1700-meter benchmark 84, and I'm going to stick with French Emperor. I thought just got a bit lost when it hit the front early last time out. I think getting a running line run here can find a stalking position and hit the front at the right time. This time in, I thought I might get a better price. I thought I was clever finding it, but it's come up favourite. Still, I think we get an each way price in the last about it. That's how I'm going to finish off the day. I didn't really, again, it's a tricky race to find too many dangers. There's bits and pieces, but nothing I really want to talk about. Did you have anything you're keener on?
Mate, yeah, I'm pretty keen on the nephew. I think it can run well from the
Had a
Plain
feeling I would say
stable. Yeah, mate, it was an outstanding run last
Yeah.
start. Probably should have won. Got out late, chased hard, just couldn't rear the winner in. I think extra 100 doesn't hurt here. It's drawn well, and this is a pretty open race. Lots of chances. I've got it on top.
Who have you got on top, or who have you got in your quaddy numbers?
Yeah, it's interesting quaddy. I'm going to start off in my first leg, which is race 6. I'm going number 2, Brigantine, and number 9, Bee Hunter. Just going skinny there. In the second leg, race 7, I'm going number 4, Flying on a Limb, number 10, Baldino, and number 11, Smile and Wave. When we get to the 8th race, which is the third leg, I'm going number 1, Ingratiating, number 2, Malkovich, number 3, General Bow, number 8, Katsu, and number 9, Maliva. And then to finish off in the last race, a really tricky affair, I'm going number 1, Chief Altony, number 4, St. Bathans, number 5, Green Fly, number 8, French Emperor, and number 13, The Nephew.
Awesome. Your best in value.
My best and value. So my best bet comes up in race 6, number 2, Brigantine, and my value is race 9, number 13, The Nephew.
Agree with Brigantine, but I'll flip the numbers for my best. Race 2, number 6, Aristonus. My value, race 4, number 1, Anahita. Should the rain arrive in time. You got anything up north? What's left up there now?
Of course, I've got something up north. There's races up there, mate, and that's all that matters.
Okay.
Race 4, number 14, Skiddamarink from the Freedman stable. Resuming there, goes pretty good. Got it on top. My next best that I had was race 7, number 2, Dragonstone. I think he can break through third up. It's ready to win. And then I'm going to finish the day with race 9, number 1, Kanazawa.
Awesome. Thank you, mate.
You're welcome.
For progretracing.com.au, check out, subscribe to us, show us your tips, Spotify and iTunes, and YouTube. And we'll be back midweek time, Tuesday night, to look at the upcoming races next week. Be good, guys, and we'll talk soon.